Gather round, folks, because today we're diving into one of the juiciest tales ever to be pulled straight from the ancient scrolls. Forget modern-day reality TV drama. The story of Rebecca has all the twists and turns of a primetime soap opera. Want to know more? Well, grab your favorite snack and let's get ready to dive into a tale of love, deception, sibling rivalry, and divine intervention. Let's start with a little backstory, shall we? Rebecca, whose name means to tie, secure, bind, was the daughter of Bethuel and the sister of Laban. This would make Rebecca the great niece to Abraham and second cousin to Isaac. She lived in Padam Aram, an ancient city that was basically the biblical version of New York, bustling, vibrant, and filled with interesting characters. Now, the story kicks off when Abraham, the patriarch of the Hebrew people, decided it was high time to find a wife for his son Isaac. But Abraham was not about to swipe right on just anyone. He sent his trusty servant on a mission to find the perfect match. Talk about high stakes. So picture this. The servant, with his caravan of camels and gifts, arrives at the well just outside the city. He's probably feeling the pressure because Abraham made it clear that this match had to be a divine one. The servant prays for a sign, and boom, along comes Rebecca. Rebecca is described as very beautiful, a virgin, and hospitable. She offers water not just to the servant, but to his camels too. We've all been on dates where we've had to impress, but this girl was nailing it without even trying. The servant gives her some bling, a gold nose ring, and bracelets, and asks about her family. When he finds out she's from Abraham's kin, he practically throws a party. Rebecca runs back to her household to tell her family about the stranger at the well. Now, here's the twist. Laban, Rebecca's brother, sees the gifts, and his eyes probably turn into dollar signs. He welcomes the servant in, and after some negotiations, Rebecca is asked if she's willing to leave her family and marry Isaac. And just like that, she agrees. No second thoughts, no cold feet. Talk about a bold move. Rebecca sets off on her journey to meet Isaac. Picture the scene. She's riding a camel, looking all glamorous and mysterious. Isaac is out meditating in the fields, because, of course, he's the sensitive type. And when he sees the caravan, he knows this is it. Rebecca veils herself, adding a touch of mystique, and they meet. What happens next is straight out of a romantic comedy. Isaac takes Rebecca into his mother Sarah's tent, and she becomes his wife. And get this, he loved her. No awkward first dates, no bad Tinder profiles, just pure, unfiltered love. In the next episode of the Rebecca story, we see Isaac pulling a page out of the ancient playbook and passing Rebecca off as his sister. Sound familiar? That's because it's eerily similar to those tales involving Sarah. But don't be fooled. This story packs a punch of its own. While Sarah's escapades in Egypt might have involved cozying up to Pharaoh to keep her hubby and household safe, talk about commitment. Rebecca's marital fidelity stands tall and unshaken. No funny business here, folks. Unlike Sarah, Rachel, and Leah, whose relationships are more tangled than a soap opera plot, Rebecca keeps it strictly monogamous with Isaac. No slave wives, no side flings, just good old-fashioned loyalty. After 2 decades of marriage, when Rebecca is still not pregnant, Isaac finally prays to God. Talk about a delayed reaction. But lo and behold, God answers, and Rebecca conceives. This introduces the classic barren wife trope into Rebecca's story, highlighting the special importance of the children she will eventually have. But wait, Rebecca's story doesn't end happily ever after. Fast forward a bit, and she's pregnant with twins. But these aren't just any twins. They're already causing drama in the womb. God tells Rebecca that she's carrying 2 nations, and that the older will serve the younger. Foreshadowing much? When the twins are born, Esau comes out first, all red and hairy, like a little wild man. Jacob follows, gripping Esau's heel. From day one, the stage is set for sibling rivalry of epic proportions. Esau grows up to be a hunter, a man's man, while Jacob is the quiet, stay-at-home type. And here's where things get spicy. Isaac loves Esau, but Rebekah favors Jacob. Talk about family drama. Now, let's talk about the infamous soup incident. Esau comes back from hunting, famished, and finds Jacob cooking lentil stew. Esau, being the dramatic type, claims he's about to die if he doesn't eat. Jacob, always the opportunist, offers the stew in exchange for Esau's birthright. And guess what? Esau agrees. Can you imagine trading your inheritance for a bowl of soup? Classic Esau. But the real drama unfolds when Isaac is old and blind. He wants to bless Esau, but Rebekah overhears and concocts a plan to secure the blessing for Jacob. She dresses Jacob in Esau's clothes, covers his arms with goat skins to mimic Esau's hairiness. Yes, Esau was that hairy, and prepares Isaac's favorite meal. Jacob, probably sweating bullets, goes to his father. Isaac, suspicious but convinced by the goat skins and the smell of Esau's clothes, gives Jacob the blessing meant for Esau. And just like that, Jacob, the younger twin, becomes the heir. When Esau finds out, he's livid. Could you blame him? He vows to kill Jacob as soon as their father dies. Rebekah, always the schemer, quickly cooked up yet another plan, this time to save her favorite son. But surprise, surprise, it involved deceiving her husband, Isaac, once again. She concocted a story to send Jacob off to her brother Laban, ostensibly to find a wife. Genesis 27:41-46. Clearly, deceit was the family's favorite pastime. Jacob didn't fall far from the tree. He deceived Esau into handing over his birthright, and later, under his mother's persuasive nudging, tricked his father into blessing him instead of Esau. But karma has a funny way of catching up. Jacob had to flee to Uncle Laban's place, and Rebekah had lost her son to the wilderness of life. Jacob's time with Laban could be a whole other tale by itself, but that's a story for another day. Let's just say Rebekah's cunning and quick thinking set the stage for a whole new chapter of biblical drama. Despite their conniving ways, God still had a plan. Every time Jacob put his faith in God, he was blessed. He eventually returned home with a big family and more wealth than he could have dreamed of. God's promise to make Abraham a great nation was reaffirmed to both Isaac and Jacob. Genesis 35:9-15. It just goes to show, even through human flaws, divine plans unfold. So what do we learn from Rebekah's story? She was bold, decisive, and knew how to play her cards. She navigated a patriarchal society with intelligence and cunning, ensuring the best for her favored son, Jacob. Her story is a reminder that behind every great man, there's often a woman pulling the strings. Her weakness: playing favorite. This one played favorites among her kids like it was an Olympic sport. Drama alert: Mom of the Year? Not quite. The jury is in. Poor mothering skills. Her kids? Irresponsible, liars, and marrying unbelievers. Yikes. Master manipulator. Move over, Hollywood. Rebekah had manipulation down to an art form. Non-submissive and disrespectful to hubby to get her way. Talk about a household rebellion. Who's running this show? Deception drama. Deceitful deeds? Check. Plot twists and turns that would make any thriller jealous. Miss Know-It-All. And let's not forget, she thought she knew best. So much so that she led her son to sin just to prove her point. Wise in her own eyes indeed. Strength. Meet a character like no other. A captivating young woman who's not just attractive, but also a virgin. She embodies strength and has a servant's heart, working diligently and wholeheartedly until every camel had its fill of water. Such dedication. Rebekah was kind and hospitable, bold yet modest, a rare blend. How often do you encounter someone who ticks all these boxes? Rebekah's tale is one of love, family, and the lengths one will go to for those they care about. It's filled with moments that make you question, laugh, and gasp. And honestly, isn't that what the best gossip is all about? So the next time you're feeling like life is a bit too mundane, just remember Rebecca, the original queen of drama and intrigue, proving that even in ancient times, life was anything but boring. 1. Would you trade your inheritance for a bowl of soup? Seriously, what was Esau thinking? 2. How far would you go to secure your child's future? Would you hatch a plan as intricate as Rebecca's? 3. Do you think Esau ever forgave Jacob and Rebecca for their deception? 4. Do you believe in fate, or was Rebecca just in the right place at the right time? 5. How do you think Isaac felt about Rebecca's favoritism and her schemes? Rebecca's story is a timeless tale of love, strategy, and family drama that still resonates today. Whether you see her as a hero or a schemer, there's no denying that Rebecca's life was far from ordinary. And isn't that what makes for the best gossip?